We are being recorded. I have no bra on and everything because I literally was like, shoot, it's Wednesday and we are back full force with team calls because we are elite this year and we have to act like that in order to be that, right? We can't expect great things if we don't act accordingly. So whether I am talking to myself and just sitting on Zoom with the power hour by myself, or whether there are people on that want to hear what I have to say. I will be here every Wednesday, 8:30. With that said, no guest speaker this week. Next week, there's not a guest speaker either because next week starts my elite mentorship training. And so Wednesday nights, most Wednesday nights are going to be focused on basically teaching you guys things that I'm learning, because if I'm able to share that and you all grow with me and duplicate what I'm doing, then that's going to be 10 times better, right? It will definitely be worth the investment that I made if it helps you guys too. So the last Wednesday of this month, Anita is our guest speaker. Since it's the end of the month, I told her I want like a lit, like push call type thing, like making sure everybody's fires under their ass, like hitting Success Club if they're not Success Club, kind of a thing. So next week we do our kickoff with that elite training, and then Anita is going to be a guest speaker, and then June, the first week in June, I'm going to do more training stuff with the elite group with you guys. I'm going to try to do it so that there's a guest speaker every other week, so that every other week I can expel information to you guys. So that's kind of the game plan on where this is going to go throughout the summer, because I see and envision and manifest multiple of you ladies hitting diamond by summer. I had my deadline set for us to be premier with Johnny. I just had his call Friday. He made me pick a deadline for premiere, and I said, can I pick summit? Can you give me a little bit of time? I'm like, no, in all actuality, I can't even talk. I said, one of my coaches is fired. She's recruiting coaches, which she needs to be doing. She has more than enough active at this point, I said, and she's not stopping. I said, so really it's just a matter of emeralds for her. And that's, she can control one, but like until one pops, it's kind of like, we need that one to pop. So I said, I know she's helping her coaches when they need it or whatever, and she's just recruiting. And so eventually that emerald will pop. And then I said, a huge majority of all my other coaches that are working the business are all opposite of her. Everyone on here is on the opposite side of Heather. So for us to be premier, it would just be one of you at least needs to hit diamond with Heather. Then we would be premier, or make that qualifier for premier. Well, we would have to hold it obviously 6 weeks, but my point is that if we can get that far, then I get my second CBC. Obviously I'd be putting it on the side that Heather's on. Then that would give us 3-star, because I'll make that shit diamond in 30 days. So yeah, so then in the meantime, so that would be 3 stars. So then we would need 2 more, which again, so many of you say it's your goal. So I put that faith out there and manifestation. I started to be like, I want to grow my mom. I'm going to make my mom diamond. And I'm like, I feel like I just rather not. I feel like one of the things that happened with making Jake diamond is I think last year we could have been premier. I know making him diamond, I prioritized making him diamond because at the time Amber was diamond. So in my brain, I was thinking this is the fastest way to 2-star. But by doing that, we missed out on elite points from Kelly and from Jessica and from Crystal. And I'm like, that's a bummer. So I was thinking to myself, like, if I put people under my mom, you don't know who's going to work and who's not. People who say they're going to work may not. And people who say they sign up for a discount may all of a sudden fucking hit SE 20, who knows? So it would be my luck that it would happen again. I would be putting so many quality working coaches under my mom, and we would be missing out on all those elite points because it's new coaches hitting Success Club that are earning those elite points. So I was like, you know what? I was like, these girls can hit diamond. I don't need to grow my mom. I'm not going to miss out on recruiting and having everybody just put under me. And then this way, if people do things, it just helps our elite point board. As far as growing that, I'm curious to see how we did after last month. The reports come out this Friday at some time, and we did drop it back in March. We dropped January. We started the year, I think, at like 1,200. And then February, because of Team Cup and so many of you hitting, we bumped up like 400, 300 spots or whatever. So we were ranked like 900 something. Then all of a sudden, everybody decided I'm not going to do anything now in March because Team Cup burnt me out, I guess. So we went back down to 1,200. But last month, Heather and Mary Helen both hit Success Club. I know Kelly did too. Kelly, did you ever get that retention point fixed? Kelly, did you ever get that retention point fixed?
No, I have not.
Get that shit fixed, man.
I know.
So you get your hoodie, your sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Your shirt. Make sure you.
Okay, I'll call him.
Okay. I'll remind you at a fucking massage tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But anyway, so I know Kelly hit and then Nikki hit. Unfortunately, they don't count towards late points, but I love that they hit because those bitches are going to be all stars and they're going to earn all the goodies and we want all that for them. So, but Mary Helen and Heather hit. So that right there is Heather is 2 points because I hit Success Club also. So it's double. So Heather, 2 points. Mary Helen actually earned us 3 points because it was her first month as a coach. So we get an added point if they hit Success Club the first month as their coach. So she got 3 points. So that's 5. And then April signed a person and we get a point for any new coach that signs at least one person. So that's 6 points plus whatever my volume is that I bring in. And I brought in a lot of volume because I hit SC21. So it was a lot more than I brought in freaking January, February, only hitting SC10. So I should have at least earned us 4 points there. So we should have earned around like minimum 9, but I'm like manifesting 10. So I'm expecting we bump back up. We should at least get back to like 900 something in rank. And then it's only going to get better from there is what I'm manifesting. Because we have so many badasses that just signed up with Mary Helen because we have April and we have Shawnette, and Shawnette's like killing Let's Get Up. She just had a death in the family, but she's been posting again and is like killing her workouts. And then Amanda, she had a little setback, a little funk, but she's back into it now. She just shared the other day in the community. So the more we can just really be, I know it's like a lot of added work for some of you. I'm going to call you like the veteran coaches who have been around for at least a year. I know it's a little bit more extra like effort on your part, but if you can really like encourage and shout out the other coaches, the newer ones who are like showing up and doing stuff. I'm going to try to do more of that myself because I want to find something like Holly has been crushing. Holly signed up as a coach in the past and ended up dropping, but she just re-signed up and she's like crushing her workout and like drinking Shaco, not like she's on the ball now, like with that stuff. So I want to start to try to find more things that we can do and helping boost the confidence and thing of newer coaches. And that's not just mine. I'm talking about like even yours too. So like I try to like comment on Tara's stuff, and who else? Misty. I know I constantly am commenting on Heather's coaches. I comment and help on Leslie's, who is Mary Helen's sister-in-law. So whenever I like see somebody, same thing, I follow or I'm friends with, why am I brain farting? Kelly. What's your coach's name? The one that's in our pod that like I know. Lauren. Why could I not think of Lauren's name? Anyway, I comment on her stuff and like it and whatever. So if we can just like, if any of you guys have a coach or somebody that like you have a lot of, you think has a lot of potential, they're like posting. Oh, Brittany too. I shouted Brittany out in my stories yesterday. My coach shouted her out in stories, and she's friends with me on Facebook, so I like comment on her posts and stuff too. I just feel like if we can encourage all of our newer coaches and like really help hype them up and stuff, it would be helpful too. But I just wanted to revisit our mission as a team, elite. This is our year. I'm manifesting that shit because I'm not even joking. I did that with my financial, saying, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. And money is abundant and I'm just going to bring in money. And so I'm like, I don't care. I want these clothes. I'm going to get them today. I don't care if I pay full price. And then all of a sudden $2,000 show up in my bank account. So there is something in the power of manifestation. Now, I'm not telling you to go blow a bunch of money, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying go buy 3 things from Zaya tonight, but if you did, you wouldn't be disappointed, is all I'm saying. But anyhow, what I wanted to talk about tonight, since I was thinking about it, as I said, oh shit, it's in 20 minutes. I'm going to screen share because I want to show some things, or do some things, I should say. Why do I always do that? I don't know why I always click on that like that. Okay, so this daily activity tracker that some of you guys probably still aren't using. Listen, we started the year before this was a thing. We started the year, those that started in January or that were working in January, with this super intense, let me get it, tracker. You can see I didn't even finish out that week, that particular week. What was that? February. So February is when I stopped using this tracker, apparently. It's super intense. We were like, yeah, we're going to level up. But the thing that happened with this is, as great as all of this is, I think it, at least for me, I'm a checker offer. And the days that I didn't check everything off started to mentally like freak me out, I guess. And I was always like, okay, well, if I don't do one thing, and then I'm looking at it and like newer coaches, I'm like, this would like, a newer coach would spaz out looking at this, like, what the fuck? Because it gets into detail, like post this in your stories. Like there's like 10 things on here about posting in stories.
I do feel like it is super overwhelming. And
Yeah.
I think the digital one is a lot simpler. And I
Yes.
get what you're saying about like the percentages too.
Yes. So I just wanted to show you mine. So, and I wanted to purposely show you mine, and anybody else watching this video, this team call back, because there's a lot of people not on. And so in my hopes, when I post in the team page, especially the newer coaches, they're going to watch this. But anyway, the point that if you weren't on Anita's call the other day, the point that I was making about this is, when I check off what I do in the morning, okay, so I check off these 2. So this whole thing's done by 6 a.m. Then when I go over here, as soon as I'm done with my workout, I make a post. So that takes care of that. I do just naturally, I love stories. Listen, for those of you who don't know, when I was in college, I went to Second City, which is a improv school. I mean, it teaches other forms of acting and stuff like that too. But I did the improv classes because I loved it. I love acting. I wanted to be an actress. Um, Before I moved to Vegas to teach, I actually drove out to California because I had it in my head that I was just gonna up and move and drive to California and I was gonna fucking become a famous actress. I did do a extra thing for a Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson movie and got to meet them, which is really cool. And then I also did like a stupid like independent film thing that some local Detroit filmmaker was doing. Um, and that was interesting. Low budget films, definitely different than big movie star movies. But anyway, I love that. And that's what I had my heart set on doing. And then reality kicked in of like, I would need a whole lot more support than I had. I can't just up and move to California. How the hell would I make money? And then I threw my back out and ended up in freaking Pasadena hospital and shot up on morphine. And then I was like, this is all just going wrong. And so I went back home and then I finished college and became a teacher and moved to Vegas in hopes that, oh, well, I'll still do acting stuff. And it didn't because I learned very fast that teaching takes over one's life. So, needless to say, when I learned about stories, when this became a thing, I fucking make that shit my reality TV show. I'm like, I share everything. And I'm not saying you have to do the same, but I get the most relationships built. And I can tell you right now that Crystal and Jessica are two coaches that came from Instagram that stalked my stories and watched them relentlessly. And it's because I blow the shit up with them. Every single hour, for the most part, I'm posting something. Now, since Jocelyn and her craziness and Jake leaving, I will say I do let time go by where I don't. And on weekends, sometimes it's not as much, but I am crazy about Instagram stories. I do. I make it like if somebody were to watch a fucking reality show, like what would they be seeing in my day? And I don't think there's anything that I don't share in there. I share the good, the bad, the ugly. I post Jocelyn in the bathtub. I post myself fucking dropping shit on myself and falling. I post Aria doing homework, like just random shit. But people love it because then they feel that trust is built like that 10 times faster than just watching somebody show up and like make a post every day. So I am like, stories is gold. That's just how I feel. That's why I don't really worry about posting a ton of posts on my social media. I post like a really good one or like two. Like I made two today. I think yesterday I only made one because everything else goes in stories. But yeah, so that's done throughout the day. And then obviously throughout the day when people are commenting on my post, I comment back. So that's checked off. And then getting people results. Why is this not working? Contributing a challenge group. I schedule out my posts. So that's a immediate I do. And same thing when I post on my page, I post in all the groups and I track my workouts. And so that's like an immediate thing. And then this is an immediate thing. I don't not answer questions from you guys in a day. So I just check it off because I just know I'm never going to ignore you guys. So that's that. So the only thing at night that I really have to consciously think about doing is connecting, which sometimes like today, Jocelyn never napped. So she was like comatose in front of the TV watching Baby Shark. She was just like totally zoned out. So it's like, so adding followers, expanding network and talking to people. I do. So that's like at night is like my power hour. So I do my connections, my follows, my talking, then same thing, my inviting, I do it then. And then following up with people. Now, I actually follow up with people in the morning too, because when I wake up and I'm drinking Energize, people that I invite at night, a few will respond back that they're interested or that they're not or whatever. And I answer those messages as I'm drinking Energize usually. So I follow up in the morning and then I'll follow up again at night. Like if there's specific people that I know I sent information to like a day or two ago and they haven't reached back out, I go seek them out and follow up with them. So those 3 things are in my power hour. Making some kind of recognition. I've been trying to get so much better about this because I used to be so good about it. And like I just gave you guys a talk in the beginning, like if we can do that with our newer coaches, even if it's not our own, like just shouting each other out on the team, that would be really helpful. I have noticed more of you guys shouting, like Heather just shouted somebody out and Mary Helen shouted somebody out in the wellness page and recognized, them being on track and successful and stuff like that. So that's good. And then follow up with new Shakeology users. Listen, if you're only signing 3 people a month, it's going to be, and then like if you have a small customer base, like let's just say if you nobody signed 3 people every month for a year. Nobody has over, I'm going to say on the high end, some of you might have like 30 to 40 customers because of leads. And some leads don't even respond. So I'm just going to say like maybe on most you guys have like 30 customers, right? I have 18,000. That's a whole, or 1,800. That's a whole lot easier for me to follow up with 1 or 2 people every single day for an entire month than it is for somebody that has only like 10 customers. Like you're not going to check that every day. It's just not. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you feel you've checked up with all of them in a week and it's like you're like, crap, I'm not going to get a check mark today because I just checked up with everybody. Fucking check it off. If having the green check is going to like make you feel better versus seeing 99%, because that fucking drives me crazy. I'm like, I should have just listened to personal development. Because I'm such a numbers person. Like the 99% is killing me. I'm like, it should just be a check. But anywho, don't beat yourself up about the Shakeology users. Also consider the performance stack people. Okay. So if you know somebody just bought beach bars, include them in that. If you know somebody just got a weekender kit, check in with them and see if they got the weekender kit and ask them if they tried anything. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of solely focusing on Shakeology, because not everybody uses it, make it new product user. I think that will be easier to get more times like on your list doing that than just focusing on Shakeology. At least that's what I decided I'm doing. And if I feel in a given week that like I've really followed up and I don't check it off, I'm not beating myself up about it because I'm like, I don't know who else to follow up with. Because sometimes I make those pods and I'm like, I talk to everybody at once. So I'm like, cricket. So so these 2 are at night, those 3 are at night, and then personal development. I don't personally, in the morning, I might listen to some like motivational stuff, and throughout the day, I might randomly like listen to some things. Honestly, I don't count any of that. I know it's such a me thing. Please count whatever you need as journaling, all that, like you count that. But for me, if I'm not learning something to move my business forward, I don't count it. So if it's not from my Fuck Leadership book, if it's not from my, like Monique posted a training that was an hour. If it's not watching that video, if it's not the NWC, if it's not a team call, if it's not, do you get what I'm saying? Like if it's not something that's going to move my business forward in some manner, I don't count it. I don't count journaling. I don't count writing down affirmations. I don't count motivate, like pumping myself up. I personally don't, but please, by all means, if you do, continue to do so. If it's helping you, especially if it's helping you with getting you amped up to work and do your business, like do your work, then it is essentially helping you grow your business because it's getting you in the mindset to do that, right? So that's why a lot of these ones, like 99%, that's that was me. I didn't check off personal development. I guess on one hand, I technically did, but for me, like, I want to track, like, did I actually read my book? Did I actually listen to the National Wake Up Call or a team call? Or that's why Mondays always check for me, because I'm like, I got the National Wake Up Call and I got Anita's team call. I'm like covered double on personal development. And then Wednesdays, it's going to be my elite thing. So yeah, anywho, those are the only areas at night that I have to worry about covering. So I actually just did that. I'm going to check that off. And I did that. So the only thing I've left, actually, because in 30 minutes, I was able to follow up and then do the 2 things in here. And I finished listening to Monique's training. So the only thing I've left to do is invite. So once I jump off this call, I'm going to invite 10 people from watching my stories, because since I've been doing more like connecting with my followers, because that was the assignment Monique gave us, was by the time the training started, I need to have a list of 200 people that I've personally reached out and messaged, whether it's like happy birthday, or whether it's thanks for liking my post, whether it's I like your shoes, I don't know, like just random shit. I have to come up with a name of 200 people. So in the last week, I have managed to do, I'm at 124. But I noticed since I started doing that, my views and my stories have increased, and my engagement and stuff on my posts have increased. So it has helped me do even more of that, because now I'm like seeing new people, because it was always like the same amount of people. Anyway, it makes invites easier because it has boosted my number on my stories and posts. So anywho, that's all I got left to do. So I'm going to do that. But what I was saying on the call is like, so Friday so Thursday, I always cut myself slack, and I Thursdays are tough because Aria has therapy and we usually talk after. And then at night, I usually like let it be like more her time and things like that. Friday. So normally Friday would be a big fat check, but Friday we had our webinar. I had that call with the one coach who was supposed to sign up that I made my mom come sit for. And I shouldn't say coach, prospective coach. And then I also had my mentorship call. You guys, I had 3 hours of my time consumed by calls on Friday. So my showing was pretty piss poor in the bat. But notice I at least did half of it. And that's literally just from working out and participating in group and doing stories and shit like that. So the next day I worked, I said, okay, I have to do better than 53. So I did 99 and I was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'm not listening to personal development. Then Sunday, it was Mother's Day. So I cut myself some slack because it was Mother's Day. So I didn't really like sit there and invite. I connected with a shit ton of people because it was Mother's Day. How easy is that? Like everybody that was following my stories, 90% of them are mothers. So wishing them a happy Mother's Day made that very easy. But so yeah, I cut myself slack, but I still documented what I did to see what I did. So Monday I was like, okay, I'm definitely getting 100%. Then yesterday I didn't want to get 100%, but I was like, well, fuck, now I feel like because all of these were not 100%, I at least have to end this week strong and have check, check, check. So that's what I've done. So seeing the percentages on this bat for me is a motivator, because if you don't do good one day, you can say, okay, I at least need to do better than that. And you can literally see what it's going to take for you to do better than that. And, you know, maybe your goal for next week, since today's Wednesday, maybe your goal for this next week is to have 3 days that are green checks. And then you give yourself some grace for the other ones. And then maybe the week after that, you're like, okay, 4 days are green checks, like the majority. And then maybe you work your way up to, okay, at least like a full work week, Monday through Friday, maybe 5 days. I'm not saying Monday through Friday. It has to be Monday through Friday, but 5, maybe, because that's what I used to do. My first year, I worked every single day. Like I do now, I've always just worked every single day. But my first year, I did everything like hardcore Monday through Friday. And then on the weekend, because I finally could spend time with my kids, well, my kid, I gave myself grace and I didn't do as many things. So, but I was like, I was hardcore. It's definitely more challenging now, but I was hardcore. But I'm trying to get back to that. So I'm trying to get, like, this week I said, okay, with Mother's Day and the webinar and everything, like, I'm going to shoot for 3. Next week, my goal is to have 4 days with green. So just constantly like giving yourself these small goals with the bat. I just feel it will help with consistency. And there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. There's 13 boxes. That's it. There isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. There isn't 29 boxes. There's 13. So it's definitely worth taking the time to just check off what you did. And if you feel you can't do any more for the day, okay, look at your percentage, aim to do a little bit more, and then call it a night. And then the next day, again, get in the habit of using it, even if to just see, because here's the thing. If you spend a whole month using it and you are struggling to hit Success Club, you can look back at your numbers and say, okay, well, if I want to hit Success Club this month and not struggle, it's going to take those numbers being a little bit higher. Right? So it's a way to help you self-reflect. If you just constantly wing every day and you're just using, then it's really a hobby. And that's okay. It's okay if it's more of a hobby to you. But I'm going to tell you right now, if your goal is to be diamond, then this can't be a hobby. I've never met a hobby coach that's hit diamond status. So that's something to think about. And again, my numbers aren't perfect. I'm not telling you you have to be perfect. I'm not telling you you can't cut yourself slack any days. I'm not telling you like, oh my God, you miss a day of social media, it's the end of the world. I'm not telling you these things. But I'm just telling you from experience that consistency really is the building block of building trust with people. And if you don't want to feel icky, and that was somebody's specific words, nobody on here, but if you don't want to feel icky doing this, and you want to feel like, I know this person is my friend, so I'm just helping my friend out, then you need that trust. The people who give this a bad name are the people who like connect with somebody, follow somebody, I couldn't think of the word, follow somebody, and then never engages with them, never comments on their stuff, never makes an initial like message, and immediately, and I have about 5 from the last week in my inbox, by the way, of people who have added me and just immediately send me a fucking link to their group page saying, hey, check out this page. Or who immediately message me and say, hey, I'm having a party. Maybe you're interested. I literally said no to a girl who invited me to check out her Zaya party. And then a week later, bought 3 outfits from Kelly. So it wasn't the fact that I wasn't interested. It was you can't just add me as a friend and then invite me to try Zaya, because I know what Zaya is and it's fucking expensive. But you know what? It wasn't expensive to me when I was buying it from Kelly, because I know and trust Kelly. I want to help support my friend. So when you are signing people that you haven't grown up with and known your whole entire life, it's not icky if it's coming from a genuine place. So that's why I tell you, when you're connecting with people on Instagram, look for people who are similar to you. I'm not telling you to go fucking follow 900 people and freaking invite them all. I want you, so it's gonna take more time to grow your social media, but I've tried the shortcut ways, you guys, and right now I'm spending 20 minutes a day unfollowing all of the, or not unfollowing, but deleting all of those followers because I don't want them on my social media. They're killing my vibe. They're killing fucking my stats because they're not doing anything. They're just random fucking people because I thought a number was an important thing. And it's not. It's the way that you're going to grow your social media, expand your network. I keep saying grow, but expand your network, right? You're going to expand your network simply by searching out people who you have some commonality. It's like if you were to go to the movies and somebody in front of you was like, here, you can go ahead in front of me. And then you're like, oh, thank you. And they're there with a small kid and you're there with your kid, hypothetically, because I know not everybody have kids, and then the kids start saying hi to each other and talking, and they're around the same age. And then you're like, oh my God, where are you guys from? And you just start randomly talking about that. And then all of a sudden your kids are like, can I go to his house to play? And then you exchange numbers with this woman at the fucking movie theaters you just met because your kids get along, right? That doesn't seem icky. That's not an icky thing. But then what happens if you're over her house and she's like, man, I really like your outfit. Oh, well, I got it from my friend Kelly. She's a Zaya rep, or my friend Nicole. Oh, well, maybe I should check that out. Okay, cool. And then they're in your Zaya party and they're like, they're posting, how did you meet the person? And you're like, the girl's like in a movie theater. And then you're like, she sees other people saying beach body, beach body, beach. Well, what's beach body? And it's this natural thing that happens. It's no different whether it happened in person with the fucking person in the movie theater, or you're on social media and you're like, this chick seems really fucking cool. I like that in her bio she put fucking, I don't know. I followed somebody who said, I like you literally use the word fuck. And something like, where's like something about wears fucking tattoos and doesn't give a shit, or so, I don't know. But I was just like, that sounds like me. Fellow. Like, and then there's like a bunch of moms that I follow because I'm like, Jocelyn's a fucking handful. And so I like have found a lot of moms that have kids around 1 year old. And I'm looking at their pictures of like, 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, right? And then like you see videos. And so I can like, oh my God, I remember when Jocelyn couldn't move. That was such a great time. Then that 11-month mark, man, fuck that shit. And so we're talking about our children being freaking little heathens. If that person signs up with me because now she's watching my stories, seeing me work out, seeing that I've lost a fuck ton of weight since I had Jocelyn and she's still at the standstill, she's going to ask me, how the hell did you do that? Or what is it that you do? So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So I guess this pep talk comes from because I do feel a lot of newer coach. And again, because we're all recruiting so well, all of us vets, I am hoping that some of the newer coaches watch this on playback and they are like, okay, like it clicks, because I don't want anybody to think that there's some weird, it's like, you're not trying to sell anybody anything. And I'm asked all the time, well, how do you make money if you don't sell anything? Well, I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm literally sharing what I love. It's like if I went to Starbucks and bought a raspberry white chocolate frappuccino mocha latte, blah, 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 and said, mama needs this. And I drank it. Everybody's going to ask me what flavor is that? I know, because whenever I drink a fucking green tea frappuccino, I get people that message me in my stories and they're like, ooh, what is that? And ask me, right? There's no difference than if you're doing that with your shake or you're doing it with Energize. and then somebody asks you, what is that? Be proud that you love the product and that it's good. It's not a fucking raspberry mocha white chocolate latte frippy frappy thing that has like 10,000 calories in it and loaded with 70 grams of sugar. So know that you're sharing and that you are wanting to contribute a positive message to society. And that is requiring you to expand your network and find people that you can impact. And impacting them doesn't mean that if you sign somebody up, if you're like following people and you're like, I'm following her because I want her to sign up, and I'm following her and I want her to sign up, and I'm following her and I want her to sign up, there's nothing wrong with that. But then what tends to happen is they don't sign up and you're like, well, fuck that bitch. I mean, do we really do that? Because I don't. If Mary Helen would have never signed up, I would have kept talking to her. I would have kept asking about her running. I would have kept cheering her on, and the world would have moved on. Is it a bonus that she did? Fuck yes, she's a rock star. But I don't for once feel icky about talking about Beachbody with Crystal. I don't once feel icky about talking about Beachbody with Jessica, because they had an issue, they had a problem, they had a struggle, and I had the solution. And I want to help people. So feel good that that's what you're doing, that you have something positive to contribute. That's kind of like my soapbox and rant about that. It happened with me in therapy today. We're just talking about random things. I told you guys about the Sam thing and the money thing, right? So we're talking, and it just randomly came up in conversation again with the bridge card lady, because she sees how much I make. And in therapy, when I'm telling her about the bridge card lady, I'm sitting there drinking Energize. My therapist was like, I really need something for energy. Like, I'm about to look into this Energize stuff. And so I'm like, for real. I mean, I never used pre-workout. I was against it. I used C4 once for a run when I was doing 5Ks, but I said I went to do hammer and chisel, and man, they were like, you need to use the performance line with hammer and chisel. Like, you're lifting weights, you need energized recovery, you need it. Like, they were pushing it in the sales for that program. So I tried it, and that was 5 years ago. And I'm telling you, I made sure I got fucking approved by my gynecologist, because there's no way. I was like, there's no way I can fucking go 9 months without drinking Energize. I told my OB, I'm like, listen, don't tell me that I can't fucking have this. Same with Shakeology. Don't tell me I can't have these. I'll fucking turn around and go find one who will. But my doctor was like, oh, I know that company. I know Shakeology. Like, oh, like, and was totally fine with everything. But
that was the hardest part for me.
I know, right?
So hard. And now I'm
telling you,
get with the baby.
So yeah, so I was just talking about it to my therapist, and she's like looking up as we're talking, Googling Beachbody's performance line, and she's like, ooh, and then she was like, what's this hydrate? And I'm like, Aria drinks it every day. It's like Gator. And I'm like sitting there, she goes, I can see why you're really good at this. She was like, I can see. She's like, you are a walking billboard, because I told her how the worker or whatever, bridge card lady is what I call her. I don't know the technical name. That's what she said. And so she repeated it. She's like, you really are. I was like, I just love it. Like, I really genuinely don't know how my life would function without it. If I wasn't a coach, just like with Zaya, I'm fucking spending all this money. I'm not a fucking rep, and I share it on my social media, and I got my mom to buy some. I fucking tell everybody. Like, if somebody sees me and they're like, oh my God, that's cute pants. Yep, Zaya, I can fucking put you. I did. I went for a walk around the block. I was wearing my slash leggings, and one of my parents' friend's daughter, who lives around this neighborhood, was like, hey, Candace, and came to talk to Jasmine. She's like, oh my God, those are cute leggings. Well, guess what? Guess who got added to my Zaya page? And I was like, check them out. When I really like something, and especially if somebody asks about it, I have no shame in telling them. So I want you guys to have that mindset that, like, be proud if you genuinely like this, then there's nothing, if you love it, if you've found benefits from it, like shout it out. And I know it's hard for some people because of how you were raised or how you were, the one benefit I can say is my dad has always spoke his mind. He is very loud. And my mom, I mean, shit, I'm come from an Italian family. So they're like, and Greek, like Greek and Italian. So they definitely say what's on their mind. So I don't have that problem, but I have worked with kids, and I know how some kids are very much so like, in fact, Aria went through it. That's what killed her self-confidence in second grade, was the teacher she had was a be seen, not heard teacher. And at second grade, my child was fidgeting with her boot and got clipped down for freaking trying to fix her boot because she has ADHD. And so she's fidgety, and her boot was bothering her because she has sensory issues. And it was like literally messing with her ability to focus on what the teacher was teaching because she had to fix it. And she got clipped down and punished for it. And so, anywho, I'm going to stop sharing that because I guess there's no need to at the moment. But anywho, the point of all that is I definitely preach like speak out. It's like my post today, I posted about fucking like leave your comments about people's appearance alone. Like stop talking about, like don't say anything. Because even with my hair, with the woman who commented like, what the hell did you do to your hair? And she didn't like how I styled my hair. I'm like, who the fuck are you to say anything about my hair? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So I spoke out about it today, and I'm having people tell me like, basically I should take it. And I'm like, no, no, people need to be educated. You don't talk like that to people. Like, and I will continue to preach my message of like, think before you speak. Don't sit there and criticize somebody and make a judgmental comment. Like, think about what you're saying. And if it's not lifting somebody up, then just don't say it. Keep it to yourself. Freaking, I should take that shit and just shake it off. No. People need to freaking watch how they speak to one another. Be nice. It's like me telling Aria, oh, just accept bullying. Go ahead. Just let them, just ignore it and let them bully you. Yes, I'm going to tell her they're bullies, fucking ignore it, but she's not going to take it. Jeez Louise. Anyway, sorry. Very ranty tonight. But okay. I really just wanted to reiterate for those who were not on Anita's call and didn't watch playback about the tracker, because I am like serious. I really think that's why, because I started, like I said, this tracker, we started this in January, and then after 2 months of it, I was burnt out on it. And then they came out with the digital one, and I just kept going, and I've been more consistent with the digital one. And I really think that momentum just from January to now is why I was able to hit Success Club freaking 19 by the 5th of the month. There's nothing else that I'm doing besides that. And then the fact of, I did start to try the pod thing, the messenger group thing. Mary Helen was in one where like, I just add everybody from that month and then just kind of like check in throughout the week and try to just be more attentive to new people. And then that, and what I'm trying to think anything else new, just my mindset of like, I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to do things that make me feel good. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it because the universe has my back. I'm going to, whatever I expel in finances, I'm going to receive them tenfold. And I've affirmations, manifestation, just saying we're going to be elite this year. I have no doubt. I'm not even worried or stressed about it. I'm not hand holding anybody. I'm not like blowing up Rachel every day. Like, where are you? How come you're not working like that? Not going to do it. I didn't do it with Jess while she was on vacation. Like, where you at, girl? I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, you all can run your business how you're going to run it. I'm just over here doing my bat, signing people, recruiting people, leading from the front. After being burned by 2 coaches last year, I just was like, fuck it. But like, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm just going to keep pedal to the metal going forward with my fucking shit, the bat, and those that are like keeping up with me and running, and anybody else is welcome to join in at any time. Anybody else is welcome to come and go as they please. Anybody else, I'm here for questions, motivation, talk. But I just like to sit there and try to expel energy into any one person anymore. Like it killed me last year. And so that was the other thing that I said this year. I'm just not going to do it. I just can't. And I feel like we've been stronger as a team because of that. So that's it. Those are all my tricks. I wanted to reiterate them because I know a lot of you couldn't make Anita's call and probably may have not even watched it on playback. So, but, other than that, I'm super excited because there are 2 of you already on the board with Success Club points. And then, or 3 now. Well, Nikki, did she finish her link? You said you sent a link today. Okay. Well, she's going to send, you are Success Club 2. There is no fingers crossed. You are Success Club 2. You're going to wake up and be Success Club 2. What up? So then, and then Heather's, she hit Success Club early on too. So that's exciting. And you guys are putting kids and freaking kittens in my face. Stop it. My brain is getting distracted. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Show me all the kids. Show me all the kids and kittens. But that's it. Kudos to those of you. I feel like next week, in addition to kicking off the elite thing and anything that I have to share with you guys, I do want to really talk about social media because I feel, I'm not saying I'm queen of social media, but I do feel like just posting that's great because there's consistency in that. There's building like that momentum of like showing up every day. That's good for your journey. That's good. But I feel like I feel like just being one side could be what's holding some of you back. And what I mean by like one side is like, it's just all health and fitness. Like if somebody were to go to your page or if somebody were to, and this is not just this is not one person. This is like across the board, I think a problem that we need to work on. And I've started to get better at it this year. So hopefully this makes sense. So think of if I had 2 different Facebook pages. So if you, or not Facebook pages, Instagram pages. So some people ask me, should I make a new Instagram that's just about my fitness journey? And my answer is usually always no. You can, but I wouldn't. Because here's the thing, aside from having to start all over with followers, the problem with that lies in you're missing an opportunity to sign people that you don't even, that don't even know that they need you. They have no clue that they need you yet. They have no interest in health and fitness right now. So they're not going to follow you back because all they see is health and fitness and nutrition and pep talks. That's all they see. So they're not going to follow you back because they're like, I don't need this. This is not what I need. If somehow we can create you, as in all of you, any of you, this universal, this like multi-dimensional version of you, that health and fitness is definitely a part of it, but so are your cats. So are your children. So is the love of skulls and tattoos. So is I don't know, Zaya. So is, I'm trying to think. I just had skulls and tattoos because I like tattoos, and I'm getting one. We're getting them Saturday. And then Mary Helen had her skulls bathing suit on. And y'all have kittens in my face every day, all the time. Kelly has her dogs. I did see Kelly made a post about her dogs the other day. I was very proud of that post. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, for instance, let's say Kelly's not even on, and I feel like I probably shouldn't pick on her. Okay, I'm going to use Jessica because she's on with her cat, and I see her man next to her. So I'm just going to pick on her. Okay, so let's say I'm Jessica, and my page is all about my journey, how good I'm starting to feel, and I love fitness, and read this motivational quote, and I'm freaking fantastic, and y'all should try this shake because it's great. And I'm sitting here and check out my moves because this workout was hard today. And people are not following her back because they don't think that they need any of that. On the other hand, there's Jessica, who posts pictures of her cute little kittens. And this little kitten mama sees that she followed her and was like, oh my God, her kids are so cute. I need to see more kitten pictures because they're just so little. And I just need to talk to her about kittens. And she has no interest in the fact that Jessica's fucking working out, being a beast. But she just sees this little baby kitten and she wants to. And after she initially follows Jessica because she has a cute little kitten next to her and she just wants to squeeze a little quick cute and snuggle her face, fur in her face. Okay. So she initially follows her for that, but then she's seeing Jessica work out. And then she's seeing Jessica being super confident in her sexy new workout clothes. Then she's like, and she starts to pay more attention to Jessica because she's like, what's this chick doing? And so when Jessica messages her one day and says, oh my God, I see you have a kit too. I just got a kitten. My boyfriend just bought me this little kitten and I love my little kitten. And I see you got a little kitten too. And we could be kitten best friends. And the girl's like, oh my God, but I see you work out. And Jessica signs her up because this girl who would have passed Jessica up if Jessica only had herself working out and all these motivational things like, I'm fucking a beast, like beast sharks rip heads off on Monday, like follow me. She would have missed Kitten Woman because Kitten Woman had no idea that she even needed Jessica. She just wants to follow kittens all day long. And so everybody that she follows has little baby kittens. Does that make sense? Do you guys like my analogy? Okay. So my point is, try to figure out some more dimensions to yourself that you can share. And we'll dig a little bit deeper into that. And I can give examples and everything. And I'll even go on your all pages and see if I can pull out like some examples in a good way. I'm not going to pick out, I'm not going to be like, this is bad, this is bad. I'm talking about like good things from all of your pages and stuff as examples. But obviously first I want to focus on, I'll share with you like the elite stuff, but that's just something to think about. Tracker, social media. Maybe you guys have some things you can try to work on this week until we reconvene. And that's all I got. So anybody have any questions or want to share something? I don't even know what's going on in the chat. I miss your face. I miss you, Crystal. Does it count if I hit diamond? Yes, it does count, actually, Nicole, that if you hit diamond. It doesn't matter the year that you sign up for diamond. Elite is anybody is diamond. So like you have never been diamond before, so you would count towards a new diamond advancement, and then you would also count as just one of my stars. So yes, you everybody qualifies for that. It's just the leadership points, only new coaches count for that. So only coaches that signed last year or this year count for that. And I think that's crazy. I think if you got a coach that's still working the business after 5 years, you should definitely be getting some fucking leadership points because they wouldn't be around if you weren't a good leader. So that's my thought. Jessica, I'm gonna need more to do stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, just making sure that like I didn't miss any questions. Okay. See, I'm glad I checked it because I got Nicole's question. Okay, I'm gonna do a boomerang for stories, and then so Crystal, if you're able to or be in the picture, I understand if like you can't, but I'll wait a second. Huh? Okay, I'll hurry up and do it. Hold on, trying to get everybody. Okay, ready? Go. Good, I got everybody. Okay, I'll tag y'all and I'll put it in the little messenger group too. Well, thanks everybody for being on. I appreciate it. I was happy to see everybody's faces tonight, and we will chat later. Bye.